Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Hopefully you guys are ready to start the writing process and start learning how to write an essay. Well, we already know how to write a short response. You guys know what a thesis is, you know what evidence, what the citation is, you know elaboration and commentary, and you know what a conclusion is. Today and this week, throughout this week, we're going to take it a step further and we're going to move on to writing a 3-paragraph essay. Nothing too hard, 3 paragraphs, okay? Every day this week, we're going to add a new piece of writing that will help us build this essay. The cool thing is, though, you already know what the hard parts are. Now, as we go throughout today and we talk and we discuss what the different parts are this week, I want you to take notes. No, I didn't give you guided notes. No, I didn't print off anything and make you do it, but it's going to help you in the long run. So take a second, grab a piece of paper, hurry. Sub can pause the video for 30 seconds for you to grab a piece of paper. When they're ready to go ahead and push play again. All right, so this is what a 3-paragraph essay looks like. Pretty simple, just it's 1 paragraph spread out, the different parts. You'll notice that we take that 1 paragraph that we're familiar with and we change it up a little bit. So instead of, moving through and doing something very short and compacted, we're going to add more details and more thoughts into it, which is why an essay is important. We're going to learn what a hook is. We're going to learn what background information is. You already know what a thesis statement is, okay? Before I go through all of this, what I want to do is I kind of want to compare what a short response looks like to an essay. So you guys will notice on the left-hand side a short response. You guys are very familiar with this. We've got the thesis, we've got the evidence, we've got the commentary, and we've got the conclusion. What you may not realize is, look how much you already know. You know the thesis, you know evidence, you know commentary, you know conclusion. Those pieces are automatically moved over to an essay. In a 3-paragraph essay, we're going to do 3 different paragraphs. In the first paragraph, we're going to do 2 new things and the thesis statement. Your thesis statement's always going to be the last sentence. In our first body paragraph, it's called the body paragraph because it's the body of the essay. If you think about a human being, okay, the introduction's kind of like the head. It sees things, it kind of gets our brain thinking, it gets everyone else moving and wanting to do it. The body, the bulk of the human person is from the neck to the ankles. That's the bulk of a person. So the body paragraph is the bulk of the essay. And then we continue in the 3rd paragraph, the body paragraph, with the feet part, the conclusion. Now, without this body paragraph, without the substance of it, it won't support anything else. That body paragraph is like the spine of a human being. It's going to support them a lot more. And it's going to control how everything else goes. That thesis statement's a lot like your brain. It controls how you think and how you move, and that's why it's important that it's introduced at the beginning. Okay? But you'll notice that we're only adding a few new things. So what you already know, today we're going to talk about hook. So we're going to add the first new thing into the first paragraph. Okay? So, hooking our readers. Hooking our readers is a lot of fun. So I want you to imagine right now movie trailers. Maybe in your mind you're thinking about your favorite movie and maybe the trailer that happened. Turn to your elbow partner right now and talk about the purpose of movie trailers. Why do we have movie trailers? What's their job? And if our sub will pause the video for maybe 30 seconds for them to talk to their elbow partner about what movie trailers do. All right, so you've just pushed play again and we're ready to talk about what movie trailers are and why we use them. You may have said that movie trailers' jobs are to capture the audience's attention and get them excited about the movie. And you're absolutely correct. Hooking a reader, when you write an essay, is just like a movie trailer. And it's just as important. Okay? This hook is going to draw the reader in and want them to read your essay. The movie trailer draws us in and makes us want to go to the theater to see that movie. You want to give a little bit. If we watched a movie trailer that gave all the big action details, well, there would be no point in going and seeing the movie. So they would lose money. Same thing with us. When we write, we don't want to give every bit of information in a hook. We want to keep it short and simple. It's usually 1 or 2 sentences long. Okay? So we're going to talk about the different types of hooks. I actually keep it really simple in my class, and I only teach 2 types of hooks. So a hook, before we get into that, a hook should invite your reader to read more. Just like that movie trailer invites you to go to the theater to watch it more. It's going to introduce the topic of your essay. Do you want your readers to start off your essay confused? Well, of course you don't. That would be dumb, right? I know you're all shaking your head and agreeing with me. And I absolutely, we don't want to be dumb writers. You guys all are with me. We're all authors in this class. You're all writers. And you want your essay to come across that way. So when we write a hook, we want to avoid saying too much. It's just going back to that movie trailer, like I said. If we put too much in that, then there's no point in seeing the movie. There's no point in reading the essay if you give too much in your hook. We don't want to write a summary. A summary gives away details and information that you might want to keep for later in the essay. We want to avoid these horrible, no good, very bad sayings, such as, I'm going to tell you about. Today I'm going to tell you about puppies and how cute they are. Okay, first of all, you're not in 3rd grade, so stop using those statements. Second of all, it uses I. Remember, that's the big never in my class. Never use personal pronouns in your writing. We also don't want to use apologizing statements, such as, I'm not sure this is right, but my opinion is puppies are cool. The minute you do that, your reader stops reading because you don't sound smart and you don't sound confident, so I'm not going to read what you want to teach me. And again, it's an I statement, so it would be wrong anyway, right? But we want to make them excited to read our essay, to captivate them, to grab their attention, just like a movie trailer does. Get them excited to read. So, I have a question for you all today. What if I could offer each of you $500,000 right now? I'll let you think about that for a minute. Maybe I gave the sub my bank account information, and I could give each of you $500,000 today. I know some of you, Bryn's thinking she would buy a bunch of shoes. Maybe Caitlin's wondering how many dance clothes she can buy. I don't know. There's lots of things that we could do with $500,000, right? How many of you want it? I'm pretty sure all of your hands shot up in the air. Of course you do. We all want $500,000, right? Well, what if I could really offer you? I know. Calm down. Rocco's asking me if he's going to have to do anything illegal to get this money. Rocco, the answer is no. No, you don't have to do anything illegal to get the $500,000. Do you want it? Do you want to know how you can get it? Graduate high school. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Studies show that people who graduate from high school will earn at least $500,000 more in their lifetime than a person who does not. Staying in school is going to determine whether or not you get that $500,000. Now, I'm not personally going to give it to you. You're going to earn it yourself. But did I get your attention? Of course I did. Of course I grabbed your attention. You got excited. $500,000, that's a lot of money. What are you going to do with it? That's an example of a way to hook your readers in an introduction, to ask a question. Okay, asking a question. We want to ask what is called a rhetorical question. Sometimes we already know the answer to the question, and that's going to draw the reader into wanting to read further to discover the answer to that question. Apologize for the interruption.
Mary-Lane, can you please call me? Or
just like normal school, right? I'm recording and you're going to hear interruptions. But asking a question, we want that question to be interesting, that we'll answer in our essay. We'll answer that answer. Notice when I asked that question, I gave you evidence. That's evidence of how to get that money. I answered it. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not use yes or no questions. You will want the reader to read more information. And if you use a yes or no question, they immediately can shut off. Do you think school should be year-round? No. So I'm not going to read this essay because I don't want to know how you think it should be year-round. I don't want it to be year-round. Do you think puppies are the worst animal? No. I don't. Okay, so here's some other examples. Ignore Miss Vidal's question to me. Okay? Have you ever been so cold, so frigid that you started shaking, that you were unaware of your fingers, your toes, and even your cheeks? Your reader now automatically is thinking that, oh, no, I've never been this cold. Okay? When does teasing your friend at lunch turn into bullying? Your reader's going to start thinking about all the ways that what bullying is, and they're going to want to read your essay more to find out what you think. Why do novelists write what they do? I don't know why novelists write. I better read this essay to find out why they write what they do. See how those are not yes or no questions, but they make you think. When you hook your reader with a question, it's going to make them think. Okay? All right. Fidget spinners were advertised to help students focus in class. But the advertisers lied. They lied. Research shows fidget spinners actually cause more harm than help, not only for the student using the toy, but for the students in the class. Teachers everywhere are banning these toys from the classroom because of the disruption they cause. Another way to hook your reader is by making a bold statement. The advertisers lied. This could be a fact, a definition, or a creative phrase that surprises your readers. By giving a bold statement about something you are going to describe in your essay, is usually going to stir up emotions from the reader, and they're going to want to read more to try and prove you wrong. Here's a couple examples. Nearly 2 of every 5 Americans will be involved in an alcohol-related traffic accident in their lifetime. That's shocking. Spain, though hardly a literary promoter, translates more books in 1 year than the entire Arab world in the past 1,000 years. All sports programs should be cut from school budgets. All right, I apologize. I had to pause for a second, so I'm hoping to get my brain on track. But these examples are strong emotional convictions that people are stating to grab people's attention. You know, a lot of times, I mean, even look at the fidget spinner one. You guys probably erupted in a little bit of frustration when I said that they're advertised to focus help students. Some of you are like, yeah, they are. And then all of a sudden I say the advertisers lied. Your reaction turns a little. You have this ignition in your brain that kind of says, wait a second. No, they didn't. And so you want to read more to see what I'm going to say. So these bold statements are really important. If you don't like asking questions or you can't think of a thought-provoking question, use bold statements, okay? Now, let's put it all together in an introduction. We're not going into a whole lot of depth into this today, but I want to kind of show you the direction we're going into. Where does the hook go? Let's look at an example of an introductory paragraph that kind of shows you. Notice my color coding. The red is the hook, the green is background information, what we're going to talk about tomorrow, and the orange is a thesis statement, something that you guys already know. So all sports programs should be cut from school budgets. That's a strong, bold statement that's like, no, they shouldn't. I love sports. I don't want them to go away. Although this idea will upset many people, it is the right thing to do when dealing with taxpayers' dollars. Students themselves can pay a fee to play sports or join a local recreational team. Too many taxpayer dollars are spent on school programs. Therefore, they should be cut because it will allow school districts to employ more educators, cutting class sizes. All right, so notice how that grabs our attention. Okay, I'm going to skip this. We're going to do this on Monday next week. But hooking your reader is your first impression. Just like the first day of school, if I would have come in sweats with my hair a mess and makeup smeared everywhere, you wouldn't think I was a good teacher. Same thing with this. If you don't hook your readers correctly, they're going to make you think something bad about your essay. So make them a good one. Use one of those techniques. Either ask a question or make a bold statement with your essay writing. Not short responses, only in essays. Okay? So the rest of class, you guys are going to work on your hook stations. There's 4 pages. I have signs around the room. The subs should have put them up for you. But what they look like is simply working on hooking with bold statements. Okay? And those are going to include pictures. There's pictures that look like this, okay, at one of the stations, and you were practicing making bold statements. They're not questions, they're bold statements. Okay, one of the other practices is practicing making questions. So you're going to look at the picture and ask a question about it to get your readers interested. The other page is simply this. You're going to fill in, I've given you the an introductory paragraph. I've given you the background information and the thesis. You're going to write a hook. And then one of the other pages is